Well, how you turn this thing up? Where's the tuner at? Found it. All right, so we are at the semi-casual shop, and we couldn't let them have all the fun this weekend. They got the cab pulled, the sleeper pulled, and the hood pulled. Not that we couldn't do that, you know. We just were lacking another forklift. We could have done it.
Yeah,
we did put the sleeper in. But yeah, so now we're gonna help with the worst part, which is sanding, and then they're gonna make it pretty. We're pretty much just doing kind of the, I wouldn't call it grunt work.
It's definitely grunt. It's 1,000% grunt work.
It's the prep work. We're cleaning the frame, we're sanding the frame, we're scotch brightening it. Tommy, you got anything to add to the subject?
You know, basically the shiny spaces need to be dull spaces, and then these guys will come in and put a primer over it and put a nice coat of paint on it, and it'll look brand new and like a factory job.
All right, we're gonna get back to sanding, see what we can get done, and whatever other really important things that we need to do while we're here to get this thing ready for them to paint. Because whatever speeds up the process, because you guys are already down to like 17 days?
Hell yeah.
So we are at Semi-Casual. Their guys worked over the weekend to get our frame painted. As you can see, I did keep my end of the deal. It's Viper Blue. I love it. Inside the paint booth, you can't really tell. It's gonna look more purple than anything. But this should be near the same exact paint code as the race truck. So hopefully when they're all together and they all match and we get that white Diamond C trailer that we have ordered ready, it's all gonna look pretty cool. But I'm excited. They did a really good job. Appreciate the crew at Semi-Casual for not only working us in, but getting it done in a timely manner. Don't call them for your paint jobs. This is only because he's my brother. So this is not going to be a normal thing for them. So do not harass them to do this, please. But they've got everything painted. They have done a lot of body work to get this portion of the frame looking really good. This is obviously what you're going to see the most. This center section of the frame, because our tank only goes to about right here, and then our fenders from ship will start about right there. So we got a pretty good bit of frame. You know, I've been really debating because I see all these 300-inch wheelbase trucks online. If I wanted to, at one point, cut the truck and stretch it. And I don't think I do. I think this is good for our first truck, and then just like the fact that I have to drive this with the 53-footer, and we go to a lot of tight cities to go to these shows, so it's not even fun pulling with a 450 and a 44-foot trailer. So this thing with the step deck, it's not going to be fun if I go any longer than what it is. I think this is still going to be a functional truck, but it's still a pretty good wheelbase. And with it having a coffin sleeper, the distance from here to here, an open frame, looks pretty dialed. But the boys at Semi-Casual killed it. They obviously, you know, Peterbilt frames are really bad to pit in between the fifth wheel. They did body work to get it all smooth until here, and then you'll have the rail and everything that goes over there. Yeah, there's nothing really you can do about that except if you spend 1,000 hours filling it and putting metal filler and stuff in there, which is irrelevant because as soon as the fifth wheel goes back on, you'll never see that again. But just wanted to point that out before somebody's like, oh, the frame's rusty. No, that's a pretty common Peterbilt thing. It's corrosion between a fifth wheel and a frame. I don't know what to tell you, but this looks good. They did a really good job. So next step is going to be getting it out of the booth, putting the wheels and tires on, and getting this thing set over there and ready. And then I think me and Bubba and Joey might come and throw the engine back in, start hooking everything back up, replumbing anything that we don't like, and maybe running some new battery cables and stuff like that. Might bring our battery boxes and our stacks and stuff.
We are potentially going to try and drive this thing home from here.
Maybe. We'll see. We're gonna get this thing out here in a second and probably throw the wheels on and then let them do their thing. So we have got the frame down to the lower shop at Semi Casual. This is actually where they pulled the engine. They're going to be dropping the engine back in and getting everything plumbed back up. We're going to come up and help them where they need us, but really this part is pretty simple, especially since it's a mechanical cat, so it really doesn't have much to hook back up. But one thing I want to show you before we leave, you're not going to get to see the body painted for a little while, maybe by the end of this video, but look at the difference in color when the sun hits it. So you go up there, it's like a almost purple. It's a real dark blue. But as soon as this thing gets sunlight, because I was worried when it was in the booth, you really couldn't tell the color. But as soon as it came out in the sun, this is literally the exact same color. It's the blue truck, because the blue truck does like the purple to blue fade, which I think is really cool because that's my two favorite colors. But we're gonna let them get back to work. They're gonna drop the engine in, like I said. We got some carrier bearings and stuff to replace. Still gotta get the drive shafts painted and the deck plate stuff done. But overall, it's not, I'm gonna say it's not far from running, but it could run by the end of this video. We don't know. But I don't think we'll have all the body panels painted and stuff by the end of this video. But looks good. Appreciate them. Huge shout out to the guys at Semi Casual. They are
possibly making the deadline.
If they do make the deadline, it's pretty impressive. Just gonna say that. But we're gonna get back to Jamestown and do what we do best, build pickup trucks. See you, bye.
One eternity later.
Chat. That's actually Joey's line. Sorry.
Yeah, he stole mine. He's just gonna steal my
line.
line.
Gang?
Like that?
Can I say that? What's up, gang?
Sure.
We got the frame in here. Fixing to send our delivery driver to back to Crossville. We got tanks. They told us we had tanks.
Mm-hmm.
We have the hood is finished. Cab needs some love. It's not quite ready for pickup.
That's why it took so long, is because the cab needed a lot more love than we had originally assumed.
She's a diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
But she's still a diamond at the end of the day, so I think it'll look great once they're done with it. They also have the fifth wheel, but not the side rails yet, so maybe try and slap that on a trailer maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if there's room, they could definitely just
I'd
use it on there.
rather it be here and not needed, so. Yeah, I think about time to get started on this whole thing. Make it pretty.
I'm excited.
You blow kisses at my people again. Knuckle sandwiches, buy one, get one free.
All right, chat, so this is what everyone has been waiting for. The Peterbilt has returned. Had the boys go get it this morning while I was working on some other stuff. We have a ton of parts from Semi Casual, 12 gauge. Just a lot of progress about to happen on the Peterbilt itself. By now you've already seen the color, and we're gonna try and see what we can get done today. We have been kind of slacking on this project between FP Truckfest, between Semi Casual getting ready for mats. We all kind of got busy and just decided like, hey, let's put a pause on it. None of us have time for this thing right now. Sorry guys, I know you guys have been waiting for this because that is literally the most commented thing is, where's the Peterbilt, where's the Peterbilt? I'm excited too, don't worry. The 12 gauge miter cut, I don't remember, I think it's a Texas bumper or something, I don't know. We had a 20-inch bumper, and with the air ride kit we had on there, we still had too big of a gap at the bottom, so we just went to a 22. Okay, we did get our hole for our watermelon lights in the corners, because we're Peterbilt brothers, and we gotta have a watermelon light.
Gotta have that.
But yeah, let's go check out the painted parts. So, obviously we went Viper blue on the frame. We got the 24-inch JTXs chilling over here. We got our legacy chairs. We got a lot of parts. Let's step through the maze of painted parts. So we have our rear T-bars painted, our side skirts, air tanks, breathers. We have our deck plates already there painted, and we did get the frames for the deck plates powder coated, kind of like a matte black. That way they would weather well. So we got a lot of parts to put on. We're gonna do everything we can today to get it ready for the cab. Semi-Casual is finally through mats, and they're gonna start cranking on the cab. We found some damage on the cab that we weren't expecting, so that Ford delayed us because we had to order more parts. And then we were also waiting on the rear window in the cab. We were gonna maybe put it together without the rear window and go back, but I really want a rear window in the cab. On a coffin sleeper truck, I don't feel like you can have one without a rear window. I think it just looks weird, and you can't see nothing. We're gonna get doing whatever we can today. We're also gonna pull the turbo off the old B model and see what we need to get ordered, or see which manifold we need from Steed Speed, because apparently Steed Speed makes manifolds for these trucks, is what I'm hearing. So we're gonna pull the manifold off and see what kind of ports are in our head, get a Steed Speed coming, and then we're gonna put that PETERBILT turbo on there that Austin Tate so graciously sent us for this truck. What y'all think? We start with putting the 24s back on her? Cause,
Oh, I'd love to see the 24s on this thing.
I mean, brake-wise, she's done. I don't really see a reason the wheels would have to come back off.
We do have new bags though too. Those have to go in.
You can put bags on with the wheels on though.
Okay.
Fairly easy. There's not really anything that the wheels prohibit from here forward. Guys, so we've already started making changes for FP Truckfest 4.0. Obviously, you know, traffic was one of our issues, and it's definitely something we wanted to address, along with a lot of other things we've addressed that we will show in some other videos. But I want to take a moment real quick to show you. So we cut the whole woods line out here in Silver Lot, and we're going to be building a road right here. And this road is actually, throw it on the map, RJ. It's going to go all the way around from the end of Gold Lot, or the beginning of Gold Lot, all the way through the woods. We've already cut a trail. I'll walk up here in a second and show you the trail, but it's actually going to give you a separate entrance to Silver Lot. So if you don't want to do a burnout, you have a nice truck, or you just got your truck clean, you don't want to come through Burnout Alley and deal with all the people trying to peer pressure you into burnouts, you can actually go all the way around it. And then the other cool thing that we're doing, we're actually building a completely separate exit road. So this is going to be a 2-lane in and a 1-lane out. So the 1-lane out is because we are actually separating the exit road to over this hill down through the woods. These are going to be gravel roads so that people aren't doing burnouts on them. I know what you're going to say, like, oh, what if somebody does a burnout on a gravel road? I can't control that. But yeah, we're really trying to fix the traffic issue, and we have some really, really cool plans for this show. But I will show you the exit road once we get it done. But the exit road, you're going to go in at the end of Silver Lot, and then you're going to enter here. So you'll enter at the beginning, exit down there, and then you'll go through this trail that we've made through the woods. It's gravel and stuff, but don't worry, we're gonna make sure it's trimmed enough. None of your vehicle won't get damaged. There's not limbs hanging over, but we'll show you the road that the county and me and Nathaniel Clark have been working on. Go take a look at it. All right, guys, so this is actually the top of Gold Lot. If you'll notice, we took 40 foot of fence out. So that road right there is gonna be your exit only from Silver Lot. So you have a dedicated exit, and then this is gonna be your entrance to Silver Lot. So one of the coolest things about this is it's going to be 2 lanes wide. It's really wide. It's a 60-foot road, going to be 40 foot of gravel, 60 foot. So if you have a big truck that's tall or wide or doesn't turn very well, I designed the road for big trucks, because obviously I've been in that position. No one wants to rub their bumpers and stuff. So we're thinking about you guys. One of the coolest parts about the road is actually going to drive you beside the show. So when you're on your way to Silver, don't stop to like sit there and watch and stuff, guys. Just try and move through the line. Don't stop up traffic, please, because we're doing everything we can to fix it. But you're going to drive behind the burnout pad. My burnout container's right there. I think it's pretty cool because like you'll get to be a part of Silver, but you still get to drive through the middle of the show. Now this road is not for you to make a cruising loop in. You know, you need to go and you need to park your truck. But now if you want to participate in the burnout alley, then you can just go to a burnout, turn around, and you can stay up there and be doing that. And the people that are actually here to just show and shine and park have their own road. Big shout out to the county too, guys. The road superintendent has been very, very helpful in this process. Heck, he was out here running one of Clark's dozers himself. So big shout out to those guys. The county has been really supportive. The road superintendent is helping. And I've had a couple meetings with them. I believe they're going to 3-lane our road, which is huge, guys. Like for the county to support it this much and for them to put their funds towards 3-laning the road because they know that I'm trying to build other roads and they're also trying to help us with this one is crazy. So thank you to the city of Jamestown. They really support this event. They want it to happen. They want us to have fun. And they're pretty lenient to y'all, so please be respectful to them and the police officers, the EMS, all the people that make this happen. But yeah, so you'll get to drive. This is where the bathrooms used to be. Now the bathrooms are going to get moved, guys. We are going to add more bathrooms before somebody says that too. We can't really scale how many bathrooms to add, but I'm going to figure it out. Have no fear. So you will actually get to drive past the burnout pad, and don't worry, we're going to put either like a net or some type of fabric material on the fence to catch any rubber. So if you're driving past the burnout pad and someone is doing a burnout, your truck doesn't get hit. So we're thinking of everything. It's going good. Appreciate y'all for the support. Let's get back to the video. Enjoy. Chat. All right, so while me and RJ went and dropped off the 6th gen at Detail Tech. Wait, are we getting out of order?
You just called it a 6th gen after you said you're not calling it a 6th gen.
Yeah, but I'm going to keep mixing up what I call it just to piss people off. Because honestly, late 5G is too many words. 5.5 gen also ends up being too many words. 6th gen just pisses people off, and we actually naturally end up calling it the 6th gen every time. So back to our 6th gen. Anyways, you'll see that in another video. But the boys got the boxes on. Got one air tank on over there that's actually painted blue, the one that goes underneath. And then we painted both of our side tanks white. We only had enough straps to mount one tank though. So gotta do that. We're gonna redo a lot of these lines and stuff. We're just hooking everything up to know where everything goes, and then we're gonna clean it up. Got the manifold and the turbo off the truck. That way we can figure out if Steed Speed makes a manifold for this. Their manifold on their website looks to be round port cat. That's round port cat. Gotta make a phone call, see if that fits. Kind of new to the whole Peterbilt thing, so bear with us. And then we got the big spoolie boy behind you, S467. And it can make at least 880 horsepower reliably. We figured that out. Allegedly. I don't know about reliably. I think you whack it a couple more times, that turbo is gonna find the atmosphere, but we're not gonna talk about it.
We'll find out either.
We ain't gonna find.
Yes, we are.
We're gonna turn it up, not tell them. I don't think the engine's gonna have any problems. Anyways, before we sabotage some of this stuff. Yeah, so the frame looks great, wheels look great. The boys got the T-bar wired up. Glad you got your battery. You wanna show them let's show them the chicken lights, guys.
I'll probably rig it up real quick.
Do a little bit of rigging. So the good thing about chicken lights is you can get these 3-wire prong harnesses and kind of get a pre-made harness and then just loom it and make it all nice and pretty. But we got dual rev lights for the entire truck. So either every light either goes amber if it's forward facing or red if it faces the rear. And then we're gonna have a switch that you turn and it turns them all blue. So hold on one second. Bubba's gonna show us. Hit it. Sheesh. That's the amber. All right, now make it cool. Now we're cool. So we'll be able to pull up with the truck, hit a switch, the entire truck will turn to blue lights, like all your brake lights, everything. Every light in the truck is gonna be dual rev. Might mount some watermelons on the side of the frame down here because we were gonna do rock lights, but that's not very Peterbilt brother of us, apparently. We have been scarred or scorned and learned by the other Peterbilt brothers that we don't need to do non-Peterbilt brother things.
I think rock lights are still a good idea.
I think rock lights on the trailer or watermelons. Let us know, guys. 53-foot step deck. It's coming soon. It's done. I'm gonna show it to y'all. Should we do watermelon lights and like make it like old school? And I think we need to dual rev the entire trailer too.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna
think we have
happen.
to.
It's gonna happen. We have a lot of wiring to do here. Let's show them the bumper though. We got a new 12-gauge bumper. I believe it's a Texas bumper. I think it's what it's called, Texas style. And we did the miter ends, and then we put the watermelons in the corners. I personally am not a big fan of the watermelons in the corners, but I kind of got talked into it by the boys at Semi Casual, and honestly, I really like it.
It's very Peterbilt, brother.
It's very Peterbilt.
I love them. I think they're so cool.
I mean, she's looking like a Peterbilt from that angle right now. I mean, we got a bumper, we got a kitty cat.
I wonder when we set the cab, like how much, if it'll go any lower, like with weight. You know what I mean?
This? Yeah, I mean, you got to keep in mind with the 20-inch bumper aired out, it was this low. So
You also have the whole, you're missing the whole intercooler radiator.
Oh, there's a
combo
ton of
filled.
weight.
all
yeah,
the
fixing
coolant, everything. I mean, there's a lot of weight to go on this thing.
I hope it touches.
It won't touch, but I'd say we'll get to where you can't put your foot in between it.
That's all.
If we can crush cans, I'll be happy.
I think we could crush a can. I don't think we could like make it flat, but it would definitely go from not like, I don't think it'll go high enough for you to get like a Red Bull can or anything in it though.
Joey's gonna weld on a little spacer. flatten up cans.
You gonna put me a can crusher in the center?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a little bit of an update on the Peterbilt, guys. Nothing crazy right now. More or less, it's just wiring, making harnesses, all the little stuff that we can do right now to get ready for the cab. Talked to the boys at Semi Casual earlier. They've got the new roof cap on the truck. We actually ended up finding out. I don't think we ever addressed the roof cap situation, did we? So when they got the roof and they ended up trying to start sanding on the truck, they found Bondo in the roof cap. Don't know who did it. Don't know where. Don't know when. It's 97, so you never know what's happened to the truck before
Could
now.
have been to 10 different body shops. And
Could have been the
you
10
never
different
know.
body shops it's been at, but you know, I can't deal with that. So we already had a pretty good condition cab. We had the new 389 doors, so we actually cut that roof cap off, or they did. The boys over at Semi Casual did. And we got a new roof cap for it, and they are re-drilling all the cab light holes that Bubba spent so much precious time on.
They got it easy, man. It's on the ground.
I don't think they did the cab light holes on the ground.
But I've been stupid if
I mean, if they did do it on the ground, kudos to them. That was easy. Are you talking about like the cab
No,
on the
like
ground?
the cab is on the ground. You just a little step stool. And you
I'm
just,
pretty sure they put the roof cap on first and then drilled
Yeah,
it. But
yeah,
okay.
for sure.
I thought you meant like they set the roof cap on the
No,
ground
I
and
think
then
it
they
would
did
fold if you tried putting pressure on
Yeah.
it.
Anyways, we'll give you a Peterbilt brother update probably on Monday. We'll go check out the cab. I think the hood's already painted. We got some more painted pieces to do, but kind of at a standstill again. We can do some more wiring, some deck plate framing and stuff like that. But this thing's gonna come together pretty quick. They're finally through their mats crunch, so I think their next big project to work on is ours. So, Peterbilt brothers, give me brothers. Peterbilt brothers.
3 days later.
Door skins.
All right, guys. So this is the first time we've seen the Peterbilt in like over a month, at least the cab itself. So this is kind of a pretty common thing, but usually when you run 389 doors in the show truck world, they like to reskin them, and you get rid of the window, and you get some new skins. We had like a dent that we really couldn't see, but they pointed it out once it got here. There was like a little dent right here beside the old door skins. So they reskinned both. We don't have a window anymore. Looks a little cleaner. I didn't mind the window because it kind of helps you see, but it's a recommendation they made, and I took their word for it. But as you saw, you may have saw it on TikTok. I'll send it to you so you can post it. But they beat the windshield out of this thing the other day with their feet. We needed to buy another windshield, so yeah. New roof cap is already hooked on. It looks like they've already drilled all the holes for the cab lights, so that's a bonus. Coming together, it honestly looks like they've already started doing body work on it, and This thing's probably gonna go together here soon though. They already sprayed our sleeper brackets. They've done all the body work on this.
Where's the window cut out?
The window?
It ain't cut out yet.
They have not cut the window out yet, but I mean, I think they told me the other day the window kit's in, so hopefully that'll be soon. I'm gonna assume that they're gonna paint the sleeper first, ideally. That way we can go ahead and get that on and start plumbing everything. Or did I say sleeper? Paint the cab first. Yeah, they'll paint the cab first so we can get it on. And then, like I said, so we have these dents right here that are exactly where the window goes. So hopefully they go ahead and get the window kit. That way they don't have to fix these dents. Because if we don't get the window kit in time, then we're gonna have to fix the dents. I need to tell them to fill these holes. Just a couple more things. We're not gonna be putting lights back up here. Not really my style. Really want to go for like clean look everywhere. And then we got a couple dents here to fix. Because this was a used sleeper.
Hey, man.
Oh, hey. Fifth wheel slider. This was already painted the other day. They still got to paint the rails. Talk about this hood. Look at her. She looks good.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, they got the hood painted, taped up all the grill and stuff. Good.
Nice.
No overspray here, pal. No overspray here.
Good girls.
Good girl. That's we don't need to start that. Children, watch this, RJ. Actually, it looks like that's our fender, maybe. So it looks like they did rock guard, white rock guard on the inside. It's like bed liner, so that we don't chip this up. What do you think, Brian?
Dog, it's Monday, dude. No, you're doing good. You got some Peterbilt pieces over there. You got some Peterbilt pieces over there. You got some Peterbilt pieces in Jamestown.
There's a lot of Peterbilt spread everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know how many times that truck is going to get put together and blown back apart and repainted, but I guess what's the ETA on the cab? So it looks like it's about ready.
Yeah, we're gonna sand it probably tomorrow. Gary's out today, he's sick. I think he'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
By the end of the week, I think you can pick the cab up.
That'd be great. Yeah,
the cab and the doors. I just finished the doors yesterday.
I saw the recent.
Friday. Yeah.
They look good. So maybe pick the sleeper up by the end of the week, and then obviously that'll get us a lot farther. I keep saying sleep right. That's the third time I've done it on camera too.
Don't get ahead of me.
Yeah.
The cab, I think the goal would be we could paint it by Thursday. Is what I'm hoping. I don't know. We'll see.
So next video, you guys should see the cab on. Obviously, that's the first piece we need to go ahead and start putting the rest of it together too.
It gives you the most to do.
Yeah.
The sleeper's fast.
We're already to a stopping point with the frame and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All the parts we already took. And then I guess after that you got sleeper and tanks and stuff.
Yeah, the tanks are done. It's like they're prepped for paint.
Oh, okay. I was about to say I think I saw them over there. They're not painted yet. Sweet. All right, we got a couple more parts that just need wet sanded and buffed. Just went over a game plan with Brian on how long it's going to be to get the truck done. We've got our tanks all sanded, ready for some white paint. I know, bad idea to paint tanks white. We're going to do it anyways. And then we actually had not unboxed our shock box yet from 12 gauge, but we just did. It's pretty sick. And then we have our floorboard. So we're going to be putting an aluminum floor in it. It's aluminum or stainless. But yeah, they're going to fit the floor before they paint it, and they're going to paint the floor. I think we decided blue on the floor because I felt like if I did white, I would ruin it very, very easily. So we got this shock box from 12 gauge. And the way this thing works, it basically covers your shocks, your airbags, your rear track bar, everything. Bolts onto the back and gives you 5 more watermelon lines. So we have plenty of watermelon lines. I think it's really cool because I don't normally like them this big, but we'll see. I've not seen one like that. And the boys over at 12 gauge got us hooked up on that. And Fitzgerald Truck Parts online. But big thank you to the crew over at Semi Casual. Hopefully they will have the cab finished up here soon. The sleeper finished up, and we'll be wrapping this thing up. But a lot of the parts are already painted and we're on their schedule. So appreciate y'all for watching the Peterbilt videos. Sorry it took us so long to get to this thing between the show and all the other projects. This thing just kind of got backburnered and we didn't get to make it to Matt's. But hopefully we will get to make it to some type of big truck show this year because we want to meet y'all and see all the Peterbilt brothers in person. And we got to drop some new Pete merch once we get some color on the truck. But subscribe, like, and comment. We'll see you in the next video. We got to get back to work. We ain't done none today.